African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command and combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing. On the progress of the Special Military Operation 21st of September, 2024. Tonight, the armed forces of the Russian Federation carried out a group strike with high-precision weapons and attack unmanned aerial vehicles on energy facilities that ensure the operation of enterprises of the military-industrial complex of Ukraine, workshops for the production of unmanned aerial vehicles, and locations of personnel, weapons, and military equipment of the armed forces of Ukraine. The strike targets have been achieved. All designated objects have been hit. Units of the North Group of Forces in the Liptsov and Volchansk directions defeated formations of the 36th Marine Brigade and the 113th Territorial Defense Brigade in the areas of the settlements of Lipsy, Volchansk, Volchansky Khutor in the Kharkiv region, and the city of Kharkov. They repelled 3 attacks by assault groups of the 57th Motorized Infantry and 71st Jaeger Brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces. The enemy lost up to 135 servicemen, 2 combat armored vehicles, 4 cars, 2 152mm D-20 guns, and 2 122mm D-30 howitzers. Units of the West Group of Forces improved the tactical position, inflicted damage on the manpower and equipment of the 14th, 43rd, 44th, 54th, 66th Mechanized Brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, the 110th, 117th, 125th Territorial Defense Brigades, and the 1st National Guard Brigade in the areas of the settlements of Petropavlivka, Zagrezovo, Iziumskoye, Vishnevoye, Kolesnikovka, Kovcharovka in the Kharkiv region, Nevskoye, Novoyegorovka in the Luhansk People's Republic, and Torskoye, the Donetsk People's Republic. 2 counterattacks by assault groups of the 116th Mechanized and 3rd Assault Brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces were repelled. The enemy's losses amounted to 435 servicemen, 4 tanks, 2 U.S.-made M113 armored personnel carriers, 5 vehicles, 2 U.S.-made 155mm howitzers M777 and 2 U.S.-made 155mm howitzers M198, 2 152mm D-20 guns, and a 122mm D-30 howitzer. A U.S.-made and /TPQ-50 counter-battery radar station and 7 field ammunition depots were destroyed. Units of the Southern Group of Forces occupied more advantageous lines and positions, defeated the formations of the 24th, 28th, 30th, 54th, 93rd Mechanized, 56th, 59th Motorized Infantry, 144th Infantry, 81st Airmobile, 10th, 128th Mountain Assault Brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, and the 114th Territorial Defense Brigade in the areas of the settlements of Seversk, Kramatorsk, Serebryanka, Verkhnikomenskoye, Chasov Yar, Pretekino, Belyagora, Ostro, Kurakovo, and Katarinovkov. The Donetsk People's Republic. The Ukrainian Armed Forces lost up to 840 servicemen, 2 tanks, 2 Cossack combat armored vehicles, 22 vehicles, 4 British-made 155mm FH-70 howitzers, a U.S.-made 155mm M777 howitzer, 152 D-20 guns, 2 U.S.-made 122mm D-30 howitzers, and a U.S.-made 105mm M119 gun. 3 Anklev and electronic warfare stations were destroyed. Units of the Center Group of Forces continued to advance deep into the enemy's defense, inflicted losses on the manpower and equipment of the 23rd, 31st, 150th Mechanized, 144th Infantry, 46th Airmobile, 95th Airborne Assault Brigades, 78th Airborne Assault Regiment of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, 109th, 112th, 119th Territorial Defense Brigades, 14th, 15th Brigades of the National Guard, and the 3rd Border Detachment of the Border Service of Ukraine in the areas of the settlements of Dzержinsk. Nelipovka, Pokrovsk, Dmitrov, Grodovka, Krudoyar, Seledovo, Ukrainsk, and Gornyak of the Donetsk People's Republic. 9 counterattacks by assault groups of the 100th Mechanized, 68th Jaeger, 25th Airborne Brigades, 425th Assault Battalion of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, 2nd, 12th Brigades, and 5th Regiment of the National Guard were repelled. Ukrainian formations lost up to 520 servicemen, 2 pickup trucks, 2 152mm howitzers to be. 4 122mm howitzers D30, 152mm gun D20. Units of the East Group of Forces improved the position along the front line, defeated the formations of the 72nd Mechanized, 58th Motorized Infantry Brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, the 105th, 241st Territorial Defense Brigades, and the 21st National Guard Brigade in the areas of the settlements of Ugledar, Novokrenka, Zolotaya Niva, Velika Novosilka of the Donetsk People's Republic, and Novodorovka of the Zaporizhia region. The enemy lost up to 160 servicemen, an armored combat vehicle, 2 cars, 2 French-made 155mm Caesar howitzers, a 152mm D20 gun, and an electronic warfare station. Units of the Dnieper Group of Forces inflicted losses on the manpower and equipment of the 141st Infantry Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, the 37th Marine Brigade, the 124th Territorial Defense Brigade, and the 3rd National Guard Brigade in the areas of the settlements of Nestoryanka, Pyatykaki, Kamenskoye in the Zaporizhia region, and Antonovka in the Kherson region. The enemy's losses amounted to 60 servicemen and 4 vehicles. A field ammunition depot was destroyed. Operational tactical aviation, unmanned aerial vehicles, missile troops, and artillery of the groups of troops of the armed forces of the Russian Federation destroyed 2 warehouses of missile and artillery weapons, damaged a dry cargo ship with missiles and ammunition supplied to the Kiev regime by Western countries, as well as concentrations of enemy manpower and military equipment in 153 districts. Air defense systems shot down 6 long-range Neptune-guided missiles, 3 French-made Hammer-guided aerial bombs, 10 U.S.-made HIMARS rockets, and 177 Ukrainian aircraft-type unmanned aerial vehicles. Since the beginning of the special military operation, a total of 646 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 31,983 unmanned aerial vehicles, 579 anti-aircraft missile systems, 18,317 tanks and other armored combat vehicles, 1,457 multiple launch rocket systems, 14,963 field artillery pieces and mortars, and 26,328 special military vehicles have been destroyed. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.